Counter-Strike community.
The fourth major, and it's almost like magic. You know, NIP are waiting in their fourth final, and one of these teams will go there to join them. We're about to find out. We are going into the pistol round now of Dust 2. LDLC starting on the defense on the counter-terrorist side, Na'Vi on the offense. And already, we've got the boost at mid. Happy just going straight for the boost. This is going to give him control of mid here and give him eyes on Cat. This could be big. Question, Na'Vi check for it, and they're going to walk right past, taking some damage, and they don't turn. Guardian is out.
Yeah, but they're also pushing up a dog right now. Starry is ready and waiting for Kyoshima, but a lot of bullets going to go on the hunt. Kyoshima fires it. He pre-fires that stairwell. He's going to leave it now in a 2-on-4 here. Very tricky position. There's going to be Edward alone, 1-on-4. Almost no chance. He does not control the bomb, and all LDLC have to do is play this smart. But they're not even going to try that. They're just going to hunt him down. Pure and raw brute force there at the end. LDLC, they win the pistol round, and they're going to be doing just fine. The boost was great, but actually the boost combined with the push through upper dark, that's lethal.
That is lethal. That's power play right there. That's LDLC coming right out the gate swinging, and they just cold cock Na'Vi. Na'Vi now are going to be on the backbeat. Na'Vi are the ones who are going to have to just try and recover as fast as they can, because this is now worst case scenario. We've seen what happens to teams when they get that strong start on their CT side. They can run away with the half. So Na'Vi now, it has to go to the brawl. They have to, and they have gone for the buy here as well. Pistols, armor, some nades to work with. Now LDLC, can they stop this push coming in at long?
Actually, the smoke is working really well for Na'Vi. They're getting close to the pit, which is good news, but Happy picks up a kill. And follow up here, and it's working brilliantly for the CT side. They're getting almost everything they should at the end there. Seized, picking up the 1 kill. And he's got the smoke as well. P250 in hand, and not going to be able to connect right through it. They're just chasing them down. LDLC brimming with confidence in this round. Not really afraid to lose any more members, and C's will pick up one. That's a follow-up shot there. It's going to be a 2-on-3.
Yeah, 2-on-3. LDLC, they can't get too far ahead of themselves here. I mean, Shoxy and NBK getting taken out. Happy is fairly low on HP. It's Kyoshima holding in the pit right now. And it is going to be Na'Vi going back out through long. They do have Stark leading the way. He's got the most HP. Sees he's only sitting on 4, and he's eventually going to face. It's going to be a peekaboo moment here. Can he catch Kyoshima off guard? Not this time. Kyoshima will shut him down, and 3 members live here for LDLC. So no bomb plant. 3 members alive for LDLC. That is kind of a middling round there for Na'Vi. They still got 2 kills, so they're going to force some money out of LDLC, but they definitely wanted to do more damage.
And they had a good opportunity. I mean, the way LDLC was set up was actually, I mean, they had a crossfire, sure, but once you have some guy in the pit and he's being rushed down by a bunch of pistols and armors, it's actually surprising Na'Vi weren't quicker about killing whoever was down there. That could have been a really big opening, and maybe, I think Na'Vi could have got more out of it. They could have stolen those rifles, got up to A. There was a better scenario than what actually happened. I think they were just a little bit too slow. Now, it's going to be Shox here. Perfectly timed, just touchdown grenade, and then follow up with the pistol as well, looking for another couple of shots. It's going to be a double kill for him eventually. Can he finish the last one? He will, and triple kill for Shox. That grenade was expertly timed.
That's the doomsday nade right there. But Na'Vi at the same time, you know, they were just trying to, it looked to me like they were just trying to get that round over fast. If they can somehow get up onto that site and perhaps get like a short plant, take advantage of the new position that you can plant the bomb here and potentially just disregard Shox entirely, that could have been something that worked for Na'Vi. But Shoxy is just indomitable. He is a monster right here. That's why I talk about him as being a major asset for LDLC. Him on a slope is definitely something to be feared.
Now look at this interesting thing that's going on Na'Vi. Na'Vi, they rely so much on Guardian opening on this map that Seized actually buys no armor, buys an AWP, throws it away, then picks up an AK. The Guardian obviously bought, and then Guardian can have armor and AWP. That's a lot of confidence that they have in his abilities here. Shox is the guy on the other team who's opening right now instead of Smiths, so that's an interesting change up, but it's not necessarily a bad one.
No, it's not necessarily a bad one, but it does still catch me off by surprise, because this is a map that we see Smith excel on with the AWP. So for them to say, okay, Shoxy, you're going to be the man playing it here, that's definitely a bit of a change. Guardian going with a nice little CT smoke here to block off the cross point. That may keep LDLC a little bit on their toes. But Na'Vi, it does look like they want to try and go for it. It is going to be the perfect flash hit by Kyoshima. Taking too much of a step there. Caught out on the slope. Going to take the fight. He gets overwhelmed.
Seized up on short. Great position from him as well to take down Happy there. LDLC, got to think about whether or not they want to try and retake this 2-on-3. The bomb is going to go down, and with C still lurking around in the middle, they have to deal with it before they could even consider going to the B-bomb site, and they are finally going to do that. Took a little bit of time, but MBK has the kit here. It's a 2-on-2, and now we got to be careful they don't end up in a bad position here. This should be a very winnable round for them still. And Zeus is waiting inside. That bomb is ticking away, and MBK doesn't want to waste too much time. Get in here. down as well. Starix falls and the retake. It happens for LDLC, and what's honestly a very sloppy round from Na'Vi. That was almost a 100% win for them.
It feels like they had them dead to rights there. How do Na'Vi not continue to control that situation? Guardian was looking towards CT. Understandable thing is how there was a man at cross there for LDLC, but the fact that they lose Seas without Seas having any kind of an impact, and also so quickly. Seas dies just about when the bomb goes down. So LDLC, at that point, they have plenty of time to rotate in and put pressure and see if they can't get that kill quickly. So no fear play here from LDLC, and that might rattle Na'Vi a little bit, because this is a pure display of confidence here for LDLC to go for that retake so quickly.
Happy. Oh, he kill, and actually Smith is going to go down as well, so now be angry at what happened last round and avenging themselves on Smiths and Happy. Smoke going off into CT spawn, indicating we might be seeing a B split push. Shox knows it as well. He's going to jump down into CT to try and help out, because otherwise Kyoshima is going to be completely alone. This is going to be a tough call. He was top fragging on Inferno. Right now, we need miracle level Kyoshima here. He's actually going to go outside. He doesn't want to be alone inside the bomb site trying to control it. Rather pick a couple of people off and then play for the retake, and that's maybe not such a bad choice, but he's got to be careful. Now he's going back into it, and if he gets trapped in this corner, that's going to be really tough for him. Underhand flash. Kyoshima 1-2, and that's going to be the end of it. Could have been a third one if he had just been a little bit more fortunate. Shots trying for the crossover kill, but it's another 2-on-2 retake here for LDLC, and it should be very hard for them to do.
It definitely should be, because they still actually managed to get here fairly quickly before that bomb gets slammed, but MBK could potentially walk right into Edward here, spots him out, gets the instant headshot. That's not how it's supposed to go, and now it's Guardian all alone here behind the box, but he's about to get pincered in. Shansi still with the AWP, just putting shots, trying to force Guardian out of the Guardian. He wants to take the one-on-one fight. It's just not meant to be. LDLC, they look indomitable right now. This pair right here just look like they can't be touched.
And this is worth emphasizing. I mean, again, we do have a lot of new players watching. Retaking the B bomb site is really, really tough, even if you're at even numbers. So what LDLC is doing, it might look easy, but that's because they're doing a damn good job right now. It's definitely not. And Na'Vi should do a better job. Even the fact that they get into the bomb site like round after round is really, really a great job on Na'Vi's part. They just need the last step of actually just closing out the round after that. It's obviously proven tough, and now it's a double up setup. So Smiths, we get to see him in action too. So I think things just got from bad to worse for Na'Vi.
And especially since Na'Vi don't have an AWP for Guardian. I mean, Guardian is a very confident rifler, but let's not joke around. I mean, he's one of the best oppers in the world, flat out, hands down. So for him not to have the sniper rifle is actually a pretty big blow dealt to the offense here. Now LDLC, they are holding very passively indeed, actually. Nobody mid right now to try and control this part of the map. They're willing to just hold on to snipes, but we have to see exactly where now to take this.
See, jumping down CT spawn, and he was expecting to catch someone there. Not going to happen. Smith goes down. Guardian with the AWP, trying to flash his way in, but he's going to get dropped now. That's the B-bomb side lost again. 3-on-3, another scenario that should be so winnable for Na'Vi. They're buying time, the bomb goes down, and LDLC just getting control of CT spawn again. Zeus in a good position, can he get the crossover kill? Not quite. Has to fall back and play it safely. And this time LDLC a little bit slower than they were last time, and it's going to be rough for them again. Flashbangs out from Na'Vi, just trying to buy time, and they worked pretty well. LDLC quite flashed on the outside there, and Zeus all the way at the back plateau. Smoke dog, he gets the shot anyway. The shot goes down. Happy the only one that gets dropped by Zeus. That's finally around. A triple kill here for Zeus. And Na'Vi are on the board, and that's about time.
And they get an op out of it as well. That was definitely, I mean, LDLC, they were perhaps just a couple of seconds off there, because Happy has to start pushing before that smoke goes down to block off Zeus. If Zeus can't land that shot on Happy, Happy can potentially get the flank to come into that site. So just a couple of things going wrong there for LDLC, but Na'Vi, that was a crucial round. They are now on the board, and they save a very expensive rifle. Guardian now has that sniper rifle I mentioned in the round past. So now we have to see if he's going to be able to open something up here. But LDLC, once again, they will put a man down in CT this time around. That's going to be Happy holding the mid of the map. But they aren't exactly facing either. Na'Vi right now, they don't have a whole lot of information to go off of.
The only silver lining right now for the CIS team is the fact that if they win this round, LDLC are going to be ecoing. They just don't have the money to buy. So in spite of LDLC winning 5 rounds in a row, there's actually a chance for Na'Vi to bounce sort of quickly back into this game. And that's good. 5-on-1 is a really good start for LDLC, but this map can go either way. It should be a little bit terror-sided, but we've seen a lot of matches where the CTs win by far the majority of the rounds, and so don't put too much into that either. Na'Vi are definitely not out of this yet. C's getting ready to flash out on long, and it's NBK who's on the other side. See how well he takes care of it. He's also got backup over at long, which is Shoxy holding there with the AWP. So not going to be an easy entrance. It looks like Na'Vi do want to gear up for an A split right now.
Yeah, this is actually pretty clever here because that smoke is going to go down and block off Shoxy's position. There's the flash, double flash in fact. But still going to be alive in the pit. Edward not going to land his spray. NBK takes him out, and that opens things up. But this was actually a fake. Na'Vi are now going to push out into mid, doing some decent damage to Kyoshima at one point. But still, Kyoshima staying alive with the help of Happy. This is going to be a big situation here for him, and he gets the first frag.
Smart, the LDLC smoked off the door. They only have to worry about the window here. This is working great for them. Kyoshima picking off 2 kills like that. It sees the Guardian. They almost line up for Cease, but he can't get the double spray. Now Guardian with no time, and he's going to go down at least before the time ran out. But that's still LDLC bouncing right back into the round. I like the idea of that fake. It's not so bad because the guy throwing the flashbang over just immediately runs down middle, and that's all right. But LDLC did what Titan like to do, which is smoking off that door. Now the only difference is on the Titan team, Existence will run into upper dark, but I'm not sure that LDLC thought that was a B split. I thought they just saw there was a middle push. Then there's no reason to really go and clear out upper dark. Either way, it's a really good idea. They only had to worry about that window entrance.
And it worked out marvelously well. Now it looks like Na'Vi, this is not a hard to go, but still good for them, and they're taking the fight, and they actually will overwhelm them because he was waiting a bit. Shoxy has to keep them off this angle, but some good pre-fire there from Na'Vi. Going to force them back long enough for them to be able to pick up MBK's FAMAS. So Na'Vi do have a little bit of firepower to work with here, but as far as the HP, as far as the bodies, it's not looking too hot.
They are kind of trapped in pit. I think C's made it out back to T-spawn, but apart from that, LDLC stabilizing the situation pretty well, not letting too much go here. Zeus gets picked off as well. It's still too soon to call, but right now LDLC are looking like a team that's going to make it into the grand finals.
LDLC are just looking monstrous right now. This is dominance. Not that they seem to have an answer. He's a great long-range headshot. I think Happy will hunt them down on Cat. I mean, LDLC just came into this map, and the plays that they went for were just designed to rattle Na'Vi. I mean, those were high-pressure plays. They were getting in Na'Vi's face very aggressively, right from the start, pushing in, not letting Na'Vi get comfortable, not letting Na'Vi set the pace. LDLC, right from the get-go, have controlled how the momentum of this game.
It also doesn't help that now it's actually StarAce who's not really doing much. He's on a James Bond score of 007, so he was actually doing really well on Inferno. So it's kind of disappointing for Na'Vi, and it's one of their weak points as well. Is that it always seems like one person's doing really well, but then there are other people who aren't quite stepping up. They have a hard time finding consistency across the board. So they do need that right now. Otherwise, they're not going to get to play an IP. It's going to be later on tonight. I also think those 2 rounds that they lost the 2-on-2s in at the B-bomb side, they just had such a major fight right now. Kyoshima will get the opening in front of them, Shox, and then MBK with a follow-up, and all of Na'Vi pretty much just crumbling. They're going to try and see if they could have got the bomb down, but StarAce falls to his death, suicided in spawn, and that is going to be 8-1. And it's actually a heartbreaking moment, right? Right now, Na'Vi are really sort of starting to fall apart, it seems.
I mean, they're so demoralized. They're throwing themselves off of high places. This is not good here for Na'Vi. I mean, that was fairly interesting, but LDLC, what they went for there was also very good because they pushed in with Smith and Kyoshima into upper dark. So they knew that Na'Vi were somewhere around the mid. They were either up on mid, up on cat. It was going to be an A play regardless. So that little edge there, not knowing quite where it's going to come from, but still knowing that it's going to come to your site, allowed for LDLC to get in situations and get in positions to be able to prepare for the push. And Na'Vi just never really seemed to have anything going for them. But now, the question is, I mean, it's another tactical pause coming out. They have to slow down the pace here. Yeah, a negative score is not something we see every day in CS.
They did take the pause. They are wondering, what's the style back? And normally, the hurdle you have to overcome on this map if you wanted to try and attack the B-bomb side would even getting in there in the first place and putting the bomb down. Once you do that, that's when you know you have the advantage. Even if you're at even numbers, if you're a man up, it's even better. But even at even numbers, that should be the hard. Then it should be smooth sailing from here on out. And I think those 2 rounds in the beginning that they kind of let go of, they made it really hard for Na'Vi, because they know the same exact thing. They're thinking at that point too, all right, it's solid, we've got it, and then LDLC sort of, you know, just splash some cold water in their face every single time, and that's it. You know, it's a hard way to wake up.
Yeah, it is, man. It is. This is, and the real thing here is that Na'Vi have to be thinking to themselves as well. Right now, something they're talking about is the state of LDLC's money and the fact that LDLC now, like, they aren't going to be able to put LDLC onto a hard eco. They aren't going to be able to get any kind of real momentum going their way, because LDLC now, they've passed that point. They've got a buffer. And when you're talking about a team having 8 rounds on the CT side of just 2, that's definitely not looking hot here for Na'Vi, but the pause is over. We're back into the round, and now let's see exactly what Na'Vi have in store for us here, because this is going to be a pistol eco for them. A couple of nades picked up, so we'll see what they have in store for us. They could potentially try and make their way out long again, seeing as how that was fairly effective the last time they went for it. But they're going to be trying to put some pressure here on mid, and Smith finds the shot in the end. Oh, that's the pack drop right there at Happy's feet. Actually, this couldn't get any
Flash on through, but MBK, oh, he's going to get shot in the face by Starix there. So Starix bringing himself back to 0 kills, as it were. And Sharks is waiting over on the ground, and not going to be able to pick up that kill on Guardian. Surprisingly, looked like he had that really well figured out. So 2-1-3, LDLC is still in a favorable position, controlling the bomb, and as Sharks takes down Starix, it leaves Guardian in a very, very bad position. He's going to go down as well. That shot from Smith's all the way at the back line there, bringing it to 9-1. I'm going to call it, if Na'Vi can win the next 5 in a row and make this 9-6, I think they're still in the game. But if it finishes at worse than that, I think LDLC are headed to the grand finals.
Yeah, that's what's looking like right now. Pretty much this is LDLC's game to lose at this point, because they've got the money on their side, they've got the skill, they've got the confidence, they have everything here. Now it's up to Na'Vi now to fight back against the odds. We'll see here how things shake up. They're going for a quick play right now. Na'Vi put the pressure on early, but they're already Happy in position. He's going to get 2 frags. MBK's still alive to lend a hand as well, but Happy doesn't need it. He gets all 3, and that is going to pretty much put the nail in the coffin here for Na'Vi. This round is going out the window. Seized and Guardian are the last 2 members alive in a 2-on-5.
Rock solid defense, and MBK not really content with just that kind of defense. He's also going to go on the offense to pick up the bomb, and leaving Seized all alone in the world. 1-on-5, no chance at all. There almost isn't really a best case scenario here, but doing economic damage to LDLC is no longer really the most important thing. Winning the rounds is. They have 11,000 shots in Hiroshima. There's so much money on the French side that killing a couple of players isn't the big thing here. This one smoke that LDLC keep putting down to either get into pit, or as you're just so happy to play at the edge of it, has just been working really well for the Frenchmen. Really, really well.
They've clearly got this. I mean, they've clearly got this map ironed out. This was my big doubt going into it. When we saw these maps, Na'Vi does too. That is very brave. And this is the reason why LDLC, they do have this map on point. This is definitely one of the stronger ones in their repertoire. The question is now, where do Na'Vi go here? They're limited on nades, and this might just be a straight push-up cat here. No, like one single flash to try and give them an edge getting onto this site. It looks like Edward wants to try and make this look like it might be a B-split, but Smith will get the leg shot on Edward, putting him on notice, telling him, hey, okay, don't get too comfortable out there. I'm still lurking.
Making their way back on long and up on short with the bomb, so A split seems like the most likely scenario at this point, where they got Shocks up on the A bomb site with the AWP and MBK down here. Pretty well timed Molotov to actually force Na'Vi to get split up down there on A. In the middle, Edward goes down. He was already soft. Shocks is waiting at the edge of the smoke. Nice to put a shot in through, and he's going to get headshot in return. Nicely done by Seuss. Now it's MBK with the 1, with the 2, and that actually leaves Na'Vi in a very bad position now. They just control the bomb site. That's the worst thing you can do here as a terrorist on the A-bomb side. You need short all alone. Good. One goes for the 4. Can't get it down. He's all alone. 1-on-3. He gets a parting gift there on Happy, but they won't be able to win the round. And that's a key fundamental part about this map. If you get the bomb down in the A bomb site, you need control of either long or short. You can't just hide inside the bomb site, because if you look at the architecture, there is nothing to hide behind. Those boxes are not going to keep you safe for very long.
No, especially now that you can have jumping shots like that from Kyoshima. I mean, that M4A1 right there, that was dirty. The key player there for LDLC pretty much is NBK, getting those 2 kills, pretty much taking one of the pincers away from Navi's, you know, one of the blades of the scissors, and, you know, what are you cutting then at that point? I mean, you can try and shank them, but then, you know, that just pisses off Kyoshima, and he comes after you. So, what happens here with Navi now? They just have to just keep buying. This is the real issue for them. They have to continue buying to try and get rounds on the board. They do manage to eke out enough money here to get Guardian that AWP, but again, no real opportunity for him to op anybody. He hasn't really put it to good use.
It's almost hard watching this because you really want to see that third map. To pass between these 2 teams could have been really interesting, but at the same time, we're here to find out who's going to make it to the grand finals, and I mean, we want the strongest team possible. Right now, that feels like LDLC, which isn't a surprise. Number 2 in the world rankings, the Thorin made, and it's looking like right now that's not such a bad pick after all. Definitely looking quite strong. Shock's up here, right at the edge, hoping that someone's going to come and peek. In fact, he's going to get someone. He's going to get 4 someone's peeking him. They jump down in CT spawn. All of them just lemming across the railing. They come right through on the other side, and that's shut down again. Navi, they have plans, but they're not working out right now. And Shock's with the final kill. It's a flawless round for LDLC.
He's happy sitting on 18 frags right now. MBK 16. Starks has yet to get a frag in this semifinal. 0, 2, and 12.
He got 1, but there's the suicide to equal out.
Did he really?
He did get 1. Otherwise, he'd still be at -1. So he picked up 1 over
good
at long
point,
at some point.
Good point.
So, but
Yay for math.
But yeah. Starix is not the first, and he won't be the last person to have an upsetting performance in an important match. Over at the B bomb site, it's a bit of a rush going on. Flashing his way into the bomb site, and he picks up 3 kills, leaving Edward and Zeus left. Oh, they lined up right for him. This is just one of those matches where everything works out for LDLC, including the spray from MBK here. Zeus left alone, trapped between the B bomb site and and they're coming from every which angle. Shots will take him down at the end, and it will be 13-1. Now, moving into the last round of this first half with an overwhelming performance from LDLC. They pick up an auto sniper just to make things even worse for Na'Vi. No mercy at all. So they're taking no hostages.
No, yeah, I want to say that this is surgical on LDLC's part, but really it just feels more brutal than that, more visceral. Like they're taking the old French battle axe to their face right now. Na'Vi don't really know what how to handle it. You know, that's surprising considering Edwards. So there's a good opening here. However, Smith's getting a little ahead of himself, peeking out at mid, and Guardian and Seized will get a shot and manage to actually give an entry frag here to Na'Vi. So for the first time in what feels like a long time, Na'Vi could have a pretty good entry or ability to pick up the round. Now the question is, do they give LDLC a way back into this? Would be that. Shoxy not going to land the shot, and there we go. 2 kills, make that 3 for Na'Vi. Now all of a sudden it starts to spin out of control. Kyoshima will get taken out, and in the 15th round, Na'Vi will get their 2nd round of the half.
Where was that Na'Vi for all the rest of it? A few more rounds like that strung together for Senico on LDLC's side. There were options, there were opportunities, especially in the beginning. And you saw that reaction from Soustop, not looking excited at all.
MBK's so confident right now he was taking a nap. Like that was a little cat nap right there.
Yes, that might well have been it.
Yeah, he looked pretty serene. Shoxy as well. I mean, LDLC right now, they know, okay, they're going into T-side, Dust 2. They only need 3 rounds. Only need 3 rounds. That is it's an incredible task that they have ahead of themselves here, Na'Vi, to keep themselves in this semifinal and take this to the 3rd map. And that's... What can they possibly be saying to themselves right now that could change it? I mean, Seized right now, it seems like he's giving them all a talking to. Edward is just, once again, Edward, no expression.
I said earlier in that whole discussion about having a coach that's actually like a sixth player, and I actually think Na'Vi would probably be the team in the world, maybe apart from Hellraisers, that could benefit the most from it, because I think it's not nothing to do with the style of in-game meeting that's going on Na'Vi right now. It's just the fact that I think because they're such a slow team on that terror side, I think they would really benefit from having a sixth man who could make sure everyone is in position before they do what they do.
Potentially. I don't think it was the tactics that really hurt Na'Vi this round, though. I feel like it's just their inability to land shots. When it came to taking duels, when it came to taking fights, it was always LDLC who were coming out ahead. It was always LDLC who were landing the shot first.
But I do think in those initial positions where they had the 2-on-2 in the B bomb site, I think that is also a little bit down to timing, just making sure that, because it's very, very hard for the CTs to coordinate a push that goes through exactly at the same time, and if both of you are sort of looking and someone calls, or he's coming through the window and everyone looks there, that should be it. It should at the very least be like a one-on-one, but it seemed like Na'Vi just weren't on in the same way.
Na'Vi were putting themselves in awkward positions. I mean, just one of those rounds, right, where Edward gets caught out in upper dark, right? They're putting themselves in these positions where they have to win the duel. And when you're not landing the shots, it doesn't matter how good your tactics are. But now we're live with the second round pistol here, or the second half pistol rather, and we shall see how things develop. Na'Vi sitting on 2 rounds here. Now can they do the same? Back versus LDLC. Season over on a pretty good start. They start here. The health, there's a double stack here, and this is going Na'Vi's way. They get 2.
No, but then they lose a couple as well as Kiyoshima picks up a double. He's still on 3 here, and that will be the end of it. Zeus will pick up the headshot there. Double for him in the round, and also double for Starix, who's finally made it back on the scoreboard, which is good news. There's a huge downside here, which is that Na'Vi is 3 rounds away from losing the semifinals and being knocked out of the tournament. The upside is, if they make this comeback work, it's history right there. That would be incredible if they could make it work. So that's always a silver lining.
And exactly. And talk about the effect that would have on the mental game for LDLC if you lost to that kind of, this kind of lead. If you were to lose this, what is your state of mind going into the final map, which is actually one of Na'Vi's strongest maps out of the entire pool? That would change the picture very quickly here. But Na'Vi, they have to get the job done first, so we'll see what's possible. LDLC, they've gone for a buy in this round. CZ's nearly across the board. NBK deciding to go for a P250 so he can afford that smoke. And they are going to have a couple nades here to work with LDLC, so we'll see how good this is going to be when the push actually comes through.
Pretty good position from Zeus right here. I think LDLC just wants to get the bomb down. They're jumping down and Zeus and Guardian there to pick up the double. And so far, no chance for a bomb plant here. MBK is trying to wait right at the edge, playing it smartly, but it's not going to work at all. And that's a cleanup for Na'Vi. Nobody dying on the CIS side. That's very, very good. Moving into the 18th round. Still a long ways to go, obviously, but see, it's the beginning. Maybe it's going to be like one of those boxing matches in American movies where one guy gets punched for at least 7 rounds in a row and he should have been dead at least 3 or 4 times, but then all of a sudden, the
music comes on.
He wakes up again and he punches back. That's what Na'Vi need right now, and then they need to beat them for the rest of the match, basically. It's far-fetched, but that's what we're looking for here. Edward with a jumping shot, Mag 7 in hand, going pretty aggressive, and he takes down MBK. He's reloading at the wrong time though, and shots will drop him. So it's going to be an even trade. He's going to take Starix seized, also receiving a lot of damage. He goes down. Na'Vi, no! It's going to be Zeus and Guardian left here, 2-on-4, and LDLC. They get all those kills, and look how cool they're playing it. No one overreacting, no one rushing in to get the bomb down or anything. They're just calmly and collectively trying to coordinate the next attack here. Guardian coming in from up shot from CT spawn, and he goes down. A complete disaster for Na'Vi.
Yeah, it's those smiles that we saw very briefly there at the beginning of the half have vanished. Now it's down to Zeus. He has to stop them from getting across here with this bomb. This is all on him now with 20 bullets in his gun. Can he land this shot? LDLC just played it so perfectly, not giving him anything at all until it just comes to the final peak. Shoxy steps out into the open, gets the job done, and LDLC are sitting on 14 rounds. It's going to be the force buy now out of Na'Vi. They have to do it. It has to be perfect play from here on out. And for now, Na'Vi, this is just shattering, going out 2-0 in the semifinals.
And what's curious and what's worth noting as well is that everyone, us included, a nice shot from Guardian to take down Smiths. And I was going to bring up Smiths because he hasn't almost done anything in this map at all. And he was the guy we were all expecting to really be the one man to carry LDLC. He's got 6 kills in this whole game. So in spite of that, in spite of their big weapon on Dust 2 not functioning at all, LDLC still looking insane with Happy top fragging at 20 kills.
Well, we have to see here exactly how Na'Vi decide to play this. They cannot allow for this bomb site to be left unprotected. So I'm glad to see that C's is just floating around with that scout, making sure that LDLC won't be able to sneak their way out. However, Happy catches them out in the open, and that opens things up. LDLC are going to be able to bum rush onto this site. Managing to close the gap fast enough, but NBK finds the entry frag, and that is the B site now under French control. They are here yet again. And this is looking like LDLC are going to be able to have all the time in the world for the after plants and to get in position to hold this bomb site.
3-on-3 retake. Two of your members solo on health. How is this possibly going to work out? You don't even have a defuse kit. No flashbangs to get into it. It seems like an unwinnable situation for the Na'Vi team. They do get the entry frag on Kiyoshima. They need a lot more. Still two members alive here. So Happy's going to go down and they just straight retake the bomb site. And I have absolutely no explanation for how that happened. Triple kill for Zeus, double for Guardian. LDLC, they should have had that round. That was actually sloppy play from the French team for once.
Yeah, that was actually a very clean play there from Na'Vi. Guardian in particular, but this flick from Guardian, that's the kind of play. He actually gets tagged first, though. That's what's crazy. Smith had the shot, and he was a leg shot. So 1 pixel to left to the right, and Smith could have finished that right there and given this round to LDLC. Instead, it's the other way around, and Na'Vi keep their hopes alive here. 5 rounds on the board now. It is still the amazing journey, but they've got all the guns. They have everything they need, and Guardian once again will remove Smith from the map.
Well, last time they were in an Antico, they played it aggressively and lost it. This time, a little bit more respect on Navi's side, just to keep it calm and slow. And Guardian, so fast with those flicks, is going to be able to pick up MBK. Now, Shock's trapped in there, can't get it. It's just going to be Happy left. He does pick up Edward, so a bit of a loss there, but Guardian with a nice quad kill in the round, starting to climb the scoreboard. He's up to 16 and top fragging on his team. Still 24th round coming up now, and LDLC can buy again.
LDLC can buy again, but this is now starting to get a bit scary here because if Guardian is starting to have some crazy rounds, I mean, Guardian has done massive work in the past for Na'Vi. He's kept them in matches they had no business being in. So this, if Guardian is done, he wins these duels this time around. It's going to be C's landing a sick headshot on Smith. Smith is having no luck now. No return damage either. Edward moves into lower dark. He takes control of that, and LDLC now are getting bullied. It's Happy to bring it back and take out Guardian. But there was a man out in mid. It looks like they will be backing off. Na'Vi looking to hold on to the man advantage and reset the defense. And this is definitely the right call to make at this point. Do not take any fight you don't need to. Do not give LDLC a way to bring it back to 3-3.
Yeah, that crouch through the door from C's was absolutely stunning. Grenade all up, and Happy's going to be exploded. No more of him. NBK and Kiyoshima, 2-on-4. And Na'Vi's choice to play safe definitely paid off, you're right. If they'd kept on re-engaging in that middle area with Happy already scoped up, could have ended very badly. So a little bit of restraint on Na'Vi, which is important if they want any chance of making it back. We're talking about 10 rounds in a row basically here. Edward drops the kill, gets a follow-up headshot. Nice precision work from Edward there. It's 14-7 now.
And the long road here, they're about halfway now, we're getting close to it, Na'Vi. One more round and they will be there, but seized. This is a thing of beauty. That was just perfection right there. Edward also with some very clean rifling here on Cat. And now Na'Vi keeping 4 members alive. This is a very good scenario for them, seeing as how now they're starting to get a bit of a cushion, a bit of a bank to work with. It's not going to be easy here for LDLC, who are once again forced on a pistol. So the pain train has left the station and it's still barreling down. Great flash there. That could be the opening. And Smith is going to find the headshot on Guardian. Now it comes down to Stars. Mad spray from Guardian. Runs out of bullets, swaps back to the pistol, and it's not going to be enough. Kiyoshima will find him and bring it into a 3-on-3 scenario here. LDLC now. Do they decide to push? It doesn't look like it. They've got the guns.
Cease is still covering the middle, so maybe you can spot them if they fall back. And LDLC are just so dangerous. I mean, if they can do this in an eco round, you have to wonder how many rounds can Na'Vi survive when they also have rifles later on. Seized tries for the flick, they're not going to connect, and that's the bomb at top mid. So actually right now LDLC is just spread out pretty wide across the map. I think they're just hoping that Na'Vi will lose patience, come and peek, and then Kiyoshima or somebody else can pick up an easy kill. And Kiyoshima is walking forward. He's looking at Zeus, but he's going to miss the shot. Tries to fall back here, and Zeus is going to let him go. Seized in the middle. C set 75 to pick up NBK. Very important right now. They cannot let this go. If they're going to exit, they don't want to do it to an eco round. That'd be painful. Zeus drops the bomb. Good job from Na'Vi. Now Kiyoshima 1-on-3.
I mean, Kyoshima right now wondering exactly how he's supposed to land these shots. He just cannot seem to connect. Shots going through that smoke, but it's going to be Zeus actually finding him on the edge in the end. And that was a bit of a scary round there for Navi, I think. For a second there, they were probably just a little bit worried, just a little bit, with the pressure coming out from LDLC.
If not, they're definitely not in touch with reality, because that's really scary. The auto sniper being picked up on Edward, but then Smith has his on the terrorist side, and he's scoped up somewhere down suicide lane. Not going to get a target just yet, and I think he actually missed a couple of people jumping by. Not the biggest deal. This auto sniper on Edward's great though, because actually that means they could have a little bit more of a loose defense on B. You can do a lot just having this this one rifle here. In the middle. That angle was almost there, but not quite.
I had a moment there where I was wondering if it was going to happen. It looks like this time around, however, LDLC are interested in trying to push up Cat. They've got the bomb here, and they're currently clearing it up. This is going to be an A-split push through long up Cat, and LDLC getting in position. Navi, now they may be starting to get a feel for this as well. They've started to push a man down B slope, trying to get him a little bit closer to mid here for a quick rotation, but that's also, I mean, this is also because we have a man pushing all the way into T-spawn, clearing out upper dark. Navi have the info. Now can they land the shots? This is what it's all going to come down here. They need to just block LDLC out immediately.
Siege coming up from behind, and that shatters it for LDLC now. Star is picking up one, but it's not going to be the follow-up. There's a team kill as well, and we're in a 2-on-2. What madness is this? Now the bomb is up on short as well. Back in to face Siege, but he's going to find the double kill. Kyoshima alone, and he gets dropped by Edward. And Navi, they pick up another round here, making it now 5 in a row for themselves. They're not going to surrender easily.
Oh, certainly not. They're closing the gap. It's starting to get very scary here for LDLC, and all of a sudden it looks a little bit more morose on that side, a little bit more tense, because they still have to get this job done. They still need 2 rounds to take this map, LDLC. So Navi slowly but surely grinding out these rounds to bring it closer here, and Siege just barely misses the timing to get that return shot, but he's actually going to push forward.
And Smith managed to leg Zeus as well. It's going to be annoying here. Seized, not getting the kill, trying to fall back, but he also gets shot through the wall. So that's Smith hitting 2 shots in the middle on separate Navi members and just softening up the entire CT side. Now that's not enough to win rounds, but it's a pretty good start. If it ends up being a retake and some of these members are still alive, that's obviously an issue.
I like the adjustment of Navi focusing here, having the extra man on this B site now. They know now that at least 2 of these members that are holding the B site, LDLC, that is, they know they've tagged them up there, done some damage, so this could influence their call. They could try and head over to this site instead of going towards A where everybody is healthy and hale. So now we have to see if Navi, with that extra man there, if Edward here to bolster the ranks is going to make the difference.
Well, he's got the auto sniper in middle. Guardian is going to miss that one flick there, but smoke goes up any second. Smith's waiting for somebody to peek out. They are going to make their move. They will take down Zeus first. Now they're going to run into the auto sniper. Edward's up here. If he can get the first kill on Smiths, that will be it, but they're going to wrap back around, and that actually could make Edward's auto sniper even in a better position. Seized all the way in the back here is going to creep up, take down MBK. Again, Smiths falls, and Seized defending like a champion right now. There's 25 seconds left for LDLC to make their way through. Guardian's going to pick up 1 kill. Finally, they stop Seized. This is too late. It's a 2-on-3. Edward all the way to the back line here. Auto sniper again. And he gets the shot anyway. Edward! Guardian helps out at the end, and now B, they survive it, and they're starting to come alive. This is the crowd, 10-14.
And Seized in particular, you can be sure now he's starting to smile. This is just fabulous play from him. This sneak right here, how he finds that right through the edge of the box without LDLC being able to return the shot. I mean, it's a combination of disgusting plays from both of those players. Edward actually going for no scope spray down with Scar 20 is just ludicrous right there.
Oh, I think it's going to be CZ75 rush to B. They might, they're going to slow it down. It looked like they were so determined. But what possessed Edward to do that? That is not how you want to play with that rifle. It worked anyway. I can hardly believe it.
He said no fear. No fear, because at that moment, if he wastes that split second to scope, he may very well die. So he's just going, okay, I'm going to hold down mouse 1, get the job done, and there we go. If it happens, it happens. Now C's holding up close to Dark right here. He may try and push in, and LDLC are gathered up right around the corner. They could actually punish him, and they will do just that. Kyoshima now going to get it, but Edward at the back of the side, just tearing him up with the Scar 20, gets 2 and potentially 3.
Should be able to, but it's a 1-on-3. The eco rush, it works. LDLC, they just needed that one opening. This is horrendous for Na'Vi. They won't lose the map here, but it's very close. They're going to have to fight for overtime after this. Starix, 1-on-3. Has to try and see if he can Molotov out the back line. Shox is burning alive, and he's going to go down. Now 1-on-2. Trying to creep in here. Auto sniper being stolen, and Starix is very low on health. He pushes in, and it goes down to NBK, and the Frenchmen do it. They just needed that one gift in the beginning, and that was it.
The one push in there by Seized, and that's the big point right there, is that Seized didn't have anybody backing him immediately with a rifle. When LDLC go for that push and upper dark, in general it's Smith pushing in, and Kirishima is there with an M4 to cover his back and make sure that he cannot get rushed down. That was the one opening that Na'Vi needed to give to LDLC for them to be able to take that round. And then the ensuing brawl going LDLC's way is just amazing. But now LDLC are on match point. This is it, one round away from a spot in the grand finals to face off against NIP. But this is now everything here for Na'Vi. They've once again gone for the Scar 20 on Edward, AWP on Guardian. Nothing fancy for C's this time, just a straight gun.
There is one but here, which is that there's not that many rounds left. If Na'Vi can win 2 rounds in a row here, that's going to be equal for LDLC, and then it might be overtime. Great start for Na'Vi in this round as Seized and Zeus pick up a kill each in the middle, as the the back end, all of Na'Vi just congregating on the middle, leaving Kirishima and Happy just cowering back up to lower upper dark, and now running into the bomb site, but without the bomb, which is just a little bit less impressive.
Away from Happy, he can't get the shot off by being dead on, and Zeus will just rush him down. Kirishima is now the last man alive here, 1v3 with 6 points of health, and the bomb is still sitting in, so there isn't too much hope here for the Frenchman. And this is also, well, just an incredible start. LDLC are not able to close this out, that Na'Vi are able to just round after round keep the Frenchman away from that match point. I mean, how is it even possible for LDLC, top tier team, to not be able to close out this game? It leaves you wondering. And it also leaves you wondering, going in, if they were to make it into the grand finals, how are they going to handle NIP?
That's an interesting question if it's going to end up that way, because NIP were looking pretty fired up against Virtus for at least towards the end. I mean, don't forget, Nip could have easily lost 2-0 as well. So there's a little bit of shakiness going on there. LDLC decides to force it up, which was pretty predictable. If they lose this round, they're going to be ecoing, and then Na'Vi's a step closer. That's why I said LDLC, they basically have 2 more rifles rounds. This is one of them. Then they're going to eco, then they're going to buy again. But if they lose that round, that's overtime pretty much. So there's not that much left, even though the score teams, you know, like LDLC should be able to do it. These aren't all going to be rifle rounds for the French team, so Na'Vi have a tiny chance.
Yeah, no, they will not, and Na'Vi have definitely got a whole lot more confidence now as well. They know that it's not done yet. They need 4 rounds, but 4 rounds is feasible here. So let's see if they're going to be able to withstand the storm. LDLC, no entry frag yet here for either team. Both of them playing fairly patiently here, not willing to give up too much information. Zeus just going for a bit of the hop. He's going to have to actually be a little bit careful here. Doesn't want to give too much, and he backs off the CT smoke. LDLC looks like they could go anyway. They are looking like they want to try and step on the face perhaps, and it isn't going to be the jump down. Shoxy going to go straight down into CT spawn, looking to catch somebody off guard.
Still, and in CT spawn, Zeus waiting for the quick trade here. Edward goes down. The bomb in that fire, but LDLC up on their way in the back line. He's going to go down as well. MBK takes the kill, and now the French, it feels like they're heading to the grand finals as Happy takes the kill on Starix. Guardian, there's nothing he can do at this point, surely. 1-on-2 with a bomb down. No health. He charges through the fire just before it erupts, and he's going to make it back again. But he's going to walk into death with the grenade here. He's down to 1 health, and that's the end. LDLC, they're in the grand finals of DreamHack Winter 2014.